right, hi guys. This is Derick Varn from Varn Blog, and I am announcing a bunch of stuff. So after talking with my various production teams and thinking about where I want to go, I love doing the stuff I do with Emancipation Network, and in fact, maybe one day Varn Blog will be part of it. I don't know, but right now it's completely independent. And I love what I do with Zero Books. And I plan on continuing both theorizing with a hammer and those brief explainer videos I do over there at Zero twice a month, and Pop the Left twice a month over there with Douglas Lane. And I think Esri of Mortal Science and Swampside and I have so many back episodes that no matter what happens, you at least got a year of programming there. So we're just going to do that. And if you don't like the intro, you can suck it, because that's what I asked for. That intro was made by Jason Jason Miles of This Revolution podcast, and that is Bitter Lake, his music project and band. That's their music, and it has been licensed for it's been given to us by Jason, and you guys should check them out. You see that in the show notes. So here's the plan. Paul Channelstrip, who is a producer, works with a bunch of shows, and is also working with Mortal Science, I hope. Yeah, the band is Bitter Lake, and it's in the show notes. Is going to be taking these streams, and on my Monday and Wednesday streams are going to be interviews most of the time. They might sometimes be monologues if I don't want to schedule anyone or if I have something particular to say. And the first hour is going to be concentrated on the interview, and there's going to be half an hour on the free on the live stream where we answer Q&A. So if you have a question, you can talk to each other during the first hour, but I'm going to be honest with you, we're probably not going to look at it till the last half an hour. Because I find that I've been developing a format, interacting with the guest and you guys over the past 2 months. I am going to have to monetize this, but most of the interviews are going to be free. And the reason I have to monetize it is because I need to pay my producer, Paul, to clean up the audio so that we don't. So if there's ever a live stream incident like we had with Stevens from Proletariat, we can clean that audio up at least some, get the echo out, chop off the parts where I get distracted by you guys, chop off the Q&A at the end, which may not be relevant to people, and will be special if people actually show up on the stream, and add, some trailers and stuff and get that out on a podcast feed, which I will start in July. These will remain available for free on the YouTube channel, but the audio versions, no, not 12-minute podcast, like an hour podcast at least. Oh, you mean with me getting distracted? So the audio versions will be available for free as well. There will be additional stuff though. Because I do have to pay Paul, because I don't let people work for me for free it's a principle thing. I've been an artist who's worked and published stuff for no money for so long that it's not even funny. Like when I edited North Star, I made nary a dime, and neither did my authors except for one. We paid one author. I don't do that as a matter of principle. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer additional Q&A streams sporadically, at least once a month. And also, this is something I haven't announced yet. After talking to PH, my co-host and producer over at the Formal People Pod, we're folding Former People into this. So once a month, there'll be a Former People stream, and that will be released on Varn blog stuff. So if you're into my artistic stuff or those discussions, or you're a fan of PH Higgins or Shalon Von Tyne, that will be on this feed as well. It will also be on those special episodes will be also be streamed or posted on the Former People YouTube channel and the website. I just can't maintain 5 projects and a book, and Patrick has his own stuff he needs to deal with. So we're folding that into this project, and I'm going to make an announcement over at Former People for that as well. So you guys know you're getting that too. That'll only be once a month. And frankly, since Shalon doesn't like showing her face in live streams, it'll probably be audio even when I release it here. But also, my old editor, Stephen Mikhalkov, will occasionally come on as well. My co-editor from Former People when we founded it almost a decade ago. It's crazy. In 2014. So, no, it's actually mostly people talking films and art. So there will be some poetry stuff there, but if you go back and listen to the Former People channel where we have hosted the old pod that we used to have, and almost all of it's there. I think there's a couple episodes that got lost, but almost all of it's there. You will find that we hardly ever talked about poetry. And for those of you who are worried, am I leaving 0 books? Absolutely not. Like I said, I am staying on, and I'm not leaving Emancipation Network either. Esri and I are still planning to produce plenty of Mortal Science, and we at least have 6 months of backlog, guys. I mean, like, as soon as we start working with our producer over there, who is my same producer here, actually, we will be getting that stuff out as well. Am I going to quit the From Alpha to Omega reading series? Not immediately. So, you know, I don't plan on it. I'm planning on finishing the EO right, and I'm still part of the Emancipation Network. I'm a founder with Esri, so I'm not going anywhere there either. But I admit that I'm looking at my workload and thinking, like, I got to streamline things. I got to simplify things. I still have a day job. I'm still a teacher. In fact, I got promoted. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll be doing all that, and more of it will be done here on this channel. 0 stuff remain on 0. Model Science will remain on Model Science stuff, and it doesn't have a channel here, but its podcast is readily available. And I will be still doing the From Alpha to Omega reading series for this next book. I think I'm going to have to take a break on a couple rounds of books, though. But I'm going to finish up the E.L. Wright book. Heads up, though, I'm launching the Patreon in July because I'm still maintaining with all my pods and projects that I'm not going to be doing any new recording after June, I think, 5th. I'm going to be traveling to see family. I'm going to be doing work trainings. I'm going to be trying to catch up on all my research for the Lash book. And then I'm going to start back July 1st. We're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to start having the pod up. We're going to start the regular pods will resume. Also, and I'm just doing this to get used to the pace and also to have an archive for you guys. Every Monday and Wednesday, there will be something in the afternoons or early evenings. That'll be there. Also, and also as far as the stuff, you won't know I'm gone probably over at 0 if that's where, if you're following me over there, because I'm going to pre-record a lot of stuff. I don't know about Pop the Left yet, but I am literally I'm probably in the next 2 weeks going to record a bunch of Theorizing with a Hammer to have it ready so that you guys get your content and I can take a break before I launch this off properly. Any questions? I'm excited. I miss being, I love Emancipation Network podcast, particularly Mortal Science, but our niche is super narrow. And I really like doing Theorizing with a Hammer and Pop the Left. But again, the niche is specific, and I'm kind of at the demands of Zero Books because it's part of that business. So that's what I'm doing here. And the other thing I want to say, though, if you're coming here just for left content, I'm going to be diversifying my content. There's going to be more foreign policy here. There's going to be more artistic stuff here. And I hope to start getting arts and ancient history and stuff back on this stream, because I used to do that at Symptomatic Redness, particularly before we merged with Zero Books 3 years ago. And so I want to bring that back with some vitality. And I think if I offer you a diversity of things, it's not going to be the same for everybody. Not everybody's going to love everything. But I will stay invigorated because I won't get bored with the topic. And let's be honest, that's one of the number one reasons for pod fade. And so that's what we're going to do. And also, I frankly want to diversify my audience a little bit. If I'm honest with you, most left pods have no female listeners. I have I have demographic data on that, sadly. And a lot of that's our own fault. I've been reflecting on that myself. I actually have a pretty diversified listenership as far as country of origin and likely race, but I don't have a pretty diversified listenership in regards to gender. Now, Google's probably also a super spy and wrong, but I need to do better. So we're going to work on all those things, okay? And that's where I'm headed. I'm also going to be trying to find obscure podcasts. Well, that's what I started off doing. The thing is, my rant's getting coherent. And I'll just switch up for people so they know who I'm responding to. So I'm going to try to do that. It'll also I'm going to tell you, Patreons will probably get some of that, because I'm still going to come on and do 15, 20, 30-minute rants, and that'll go to patrons. And occasionally that'll go to open people. So, there's that. I talked about the format a little bit. So there you go. Any other questions? This is just a quick thing to show you guys the intro and outro, to thank Jason and Bitter Lake for providing that for me, to talk about how I'm not quitting everything else just because I'm starting this up regularly. I've been doing everything and doing this the entire time, except for the first month. And this became a project of me just wanting to have a lot more personal control over what I'm doing. And like I said, right now, this is not affiliated with anything. It may one day be affiliated with the Emancipation Network. That's up to the collective. And it's up to me too. So we'll do with that. I'm also still going to do my other podcast appearances on, my guest spots or whatever, when I can. And so you'll still see me on in fact, I have scheduled, I've been invited on a few pods. I won't out all of them because they haven't all been recorded yet. But I will still show up on Sectarian Review and a few other left pods. The Emancipation Network pods are all over the place. So if you go to, let me see, and I'll put this in the show notes for you, okay? Or in the stream. Maybe I'll do that. If you go to the Emancipation Network site, you can find all of them there. So you can find Mortal Science, General Intellect Unit from Alpha to Omega, Jumpsuit Utopia. Those are the Emancipation Network current podcasts. The network is considering adding others. We don't vote super often, so, and it's a collective and it's ruled by democracy. So we'll see how that goes. I really love GIU, and I've had a long working relationship with Tom. So I will say this, guys. I think I'm more interested in a lot of different figures than the current podcast circuit. I mean, I can tell you that I am going to be trying to find people who are on podcasts that you probably haven't heard of for some of these, because I want them to get a boost and because I think they're doing something interesting. I'm going to have Marxiological stuff. I can tell you that on Monday, for example, Amog Sahu and Ross Wolf will be on here. Those are two people that I've known for a long time. And Amog was my co-host in the original Symptomatic Redness run way back in the day. And it's 7 years ago now. I also have confirmed Andres Bernal. We're going to talk about Colombia and his work in international MMT theory. I'm going to have Koba. I can't say his last name because it's Polish. Who's a regular on This Is Revolution, on to talk about how military contracting stuff actually works, etc. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people don't watch our series over there. So we'll get all that on here. So you're going to get a little bit of everything. Right now, we're focusing primarily on foreign policy and Marxology, and then podcasts that I like. I would love to get, who I'd love to get from Superstructure on? I'd love to get Will, and then I'd love to get Natty. I've already talked to Max. Max is great. We did our debate. I'm also probably going to get some of the people you've seen me around before. Sam Kangaroo, I think I said his name right. But I want a diversity of people on here. A diversity of specialties. And I don't want it just to be the left podcast circuit, because frankly, there's a lot of that already. And while I would love to talk to some of those people, that's not my primary aim. And so if they want to come on, or if you guys want them on, and I'll ask, I will, with some exceptions. But that's not the primary goal of Varnblog. Varnblog is supposed to be trying to introduce you to things you might not be exposed to otherwise, and for us to work out ideas. And that's why also, like, I tend to frame these things as discussions and not interviews or debates, because I talk a lot in them. I don't like music. I'm kidding. And B, I hate debates. I think debates are rhetorical. I don't think they're actually substantive. And if I'm going to change your mind about a theory, or if I'm going to get someone to really engage, I need to discuss with them and all that. So we'll do that. But there will be an audio feed for those of you, because I hate, a lot of people my age have just written me and like, Varn, I would listen to your stuff more, but I'm not watching it on YouTube. So I'm going to be providing the audio feed all the time. So just look for things to come. I'm gonna be searching for people. I'm gonna be doing art stuff for people. I'm just gonna sum up again. We have a producer. We're gonna be recording on the streams Monday and Wednesdays. We're gonna launch the audio in July. We're gonna launch the Patreon in July. We are going to Fold Former People project, which is something I was trying to relaunch, and it just seems like Patrick and Shalyn and I can do the hosting, but we've had trouble getting the editing done, and I have too many stream projects, so it should just be incorporated here. So that's going to be incorporated in here. And I am still working with Emancipation Network and Zero Books. Don't worry about that. That's going to continue. Although, again, in Emancipation Network with Mortal Science, once we get the episodes back on track, we will be doing, we'll be releasing stuff there. And so, I mean, you guys don't know what I'm recording because we're frankly, the production schedule has been really hard on Esri. Esri's at a new point in her life. And even at once a month, Mortal Science is a lot of editing, actually. So we're going to be working on that too. If once we get that started back up, you're not going to notice that I'm not producing there because we have literally about 6 to 8 months of episodes in the can easily. We just got to get them edited and produced. So that's what we're going to do. There's a Twitch. There is a Facebook page. Don't friend me personally on Facebook because I'm increasingly not using it. You can follow my Twitter. My Twitter handle is here, and it's also in the channel description. And that's all. Have a great day. Peace out.